That'll sit like that. Did you get that? Hi, I'm Paul Brodie in my shop with Mitch behind the cameras, and obviously we're having a bit of a contest. There is a trophy up for grabs. If you want to enter our contest, you type in the comments, trophy. You can also enter on Ron's channel as well, Ron Covell, master sheet metal man that he is. We have had some comments. Some people are talking about my hair. The story is, if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, I have cancer. We found out last year, and I went through chemo and I lost all my hair, and then when it came back different. And that happens sometimes. My hair used to be kind of wavy, you know, never like, I can't do anything with it, but it's a phenomena that seems to be happening right now, and I'm going to grow it to see what happens, because I might never get hair like this again. Sometimes hair goes back to what it used to be. That's what I'm told. So, thanks for watching. This is what we have so far. Ron did layer 1, layer 2. He did layer 3. Have not seen that yet. And this is my layer. This is the sunflowers, and I think it added a nice bit of color. So I want to show you what's going to happen. He's going to do layer number 5, that goes on here, and then I get layer 6, which is the final layer. I want to get some tubes made out of titanium. Have a friend who's offered some tubes, and it was supposed to happen today, but it did not happen today, so I don't have the tubes in my hands, but I can show you what's going to happen. There's going to be a section which comes up here, and I can draw this for you right now. I'll just grab my pen. So what I'm drawing, this part here, it's aluminum plates, probably 6061, and they're going to be having a shape to them, and they're going to hold the titanium tubes in between them. There's your 2 plates, and we have I think 3 tubes. I don't know the sizes of the tubes yet. That's unconfirmed. And the tubes are going to get heated, so they get that beautiful a peacock-looking color, or looks like an abalone shell, perhaps. There's some tubes, and on top of that, which is what we're going to make today, because I do have the piece. It's a nice piece of bronze. It weighs 550 grams, so it's over a pound. That's going to be made into the number 1, because whoever gets this trophy is number 1. I have to mark out a shape. So I've got a piece of cardboard here. I'm going to work on the shape. I'm going to do freehand. Let's start with it down like that. We'll outline it in red. Have a look and see what it really ended up like. I think maybe this needs to come out just a little bit more. What do you think? Modification there. Okay, I can be happy with that. I'm working on some bronze here. It's 954 bronze, and the tensile strength I read is the same as 4130, which is kind of surprising, but I use this kind of bronze on the cranks on the whippet because I think it's a very strong bronze. So that's what we have. Let's go to the bandsaw here and we'll do some cutting. That's the one. That's what it looks like. I'm going to do a little filing now. Maybe it won't take too long. Yeah, this could take a while. I can speed up the process. I can, I got this thing called a milling machine. So let's go to the milling machine. I'll just do a little milling. I'm taking off the smallest amount possible. Oh, that turned out quite nice. I watched this video yesterday, and it's about bass guitars and filing and that, and the person who was doing the talking, they were saying how boring that it is to do sanding or filing. Well, I don't think I get bored when I'm filing or sanding. It's a part of the process, and I'm always looking to see what's going on because things are evolving. So I would disagree that filing has to be boring. I don't go for that. We're going to see what I can do with this. Can you see how it's different size? I have to be careful of where I'm sanding. I don't use the very end. See that? That's the glue. If you sand on that, it'll fly apart for sure. I got some marks there. Those are surface imperfections, so I'm gonna have to live with that. That's okay. This is handmade. It's not supposed to be perfect, but it has to look good though. That's what I think. I got the Tom Ritchie belt sander. Got this off Tom in 80, wow, showing my age for sure, 84. I was a visitor to California. Okay, here we go. How's that? That worked really nicely. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Almost. If I had a CNC mill, I could have done this on the CNC. I could have written a program, but it wouldn't be the same because when you do it by hand like this, with some hand tools, a little bit of the power tools as well, it's not a perfect shape. It's more organic, I would say. I know you can program in stuff, anything on a computer like that, but it evolved a little bit. Like I made this a little longer, so I like handmade. And that's probably why you're watching this channel, because you probably have an appreciation for handmade, whether it's wood, metal, whatever. There's something about handmade. I myself will always make things. I know that no matter how old I am, as long as I can get into the shop, I will be making things. because that's a part of my DNA, making stuff. And if you get inspired to make something, that's great. Then I really feel like I've done my job. If you want to get out to your shop and make something, no matter what it is, or fix something, it's just good. I wonder who's going to win this trophy. If you want to enter, you just go into the comments and you write trophy, trophy. That's really all you need to do. And then if you go to Ron's channel, you can enter there too. That helps your chances of winning. And check out Ron's stuff. He does some amazing stuff. He does stuff that I can't do in sheet metal. It doesn't have to be super, super shiny. I'm not one of those guys that wants everything to be chrome plated and super shiny. I just want a nice finish. And if it's kind of natural, that's cool. That's what we got. We got a 1. Hey, we're on a road trip here. We're at the home of DeCurve Cycling Innovations. We're in Richmond, BC, and we're here to meet Chris. He has some titanium tubes for me. Let's go and have a look. Hi, Chris. Good to be here.
Hey, Paul.
It's been a little while.
Good to see you.
This is his factory. Not so many frames. Oh, lots of frames over there on the wall. All right, we're gonna see some tie tubes. This isn't my job usually. This is Mitch's job. Here's the tubes. These are all offcuts which Chris had. He's made a bunch of titanium frames, and I appreciate this very much. Thank you, Chris. I like this mill that Chris has. It's got a lot of patina. He says this is older than his lathe, so very nice. Yeah, the lathe was built in 1954. That's what Chris just told me, and very nice. It's another day in the shop. We're back. I took a little break, went for a road trip. I saw Chris DeCurve. I got some tubes. These are tie tubes. And we have to do a coin toss today. Going to do some FaceTime with Ron and decide who gets the 3 pieces from the other entrant, myself or Ron, and he or I will assemble the trophy. And the other person has to get all the names in a hat and do a draw to figure out who is going to win this trophy. We've had a really good response. If you've entered, it's trophy, trophy in the comment section. I wish you luck. There's a lot of entries. It's been good. Okay, we're going to work on layer 1. I've got some 3/8 6061. I've got the tubes. They're going to cut out a shape. This is what I think the shape might look like. This is the 3.3 inches I'm allowed, but I'm going to cheat a little bit because we can put the tubes on there, and I've got, see, I got 3 different sizes of tubing, and I think one can go outside and the others will be inside. I know I go on about a piece of pipe and a piece of tubing, so I was quite surprised when I got these tubes off of Chris. Look, a titanium pipe. I would never say that something made so finely and thin wall and precise is a pipe. So I have to rethink when I say tube and pipe. Okay, I'm going to make a circle here around each tube. I have to cut them in the lathe, and Then we're going to do a heat stain. That's the part that I'm really curious about, because I've never done anything like that on titanium tubing, and a little bit of experiment. I'm glad I have a few extra tubes that I can fool around with, and I have to figure out the length of these tubes. I'm thinking somewhere between 4 and 5 inches. That's what I'm thinking. Don't want it to be hugely tall, but it's got to have a little bit of height to it. Then we need to match that. What we have now is a top and a bottom, because that's how the countersinking goes. It has to sandwich those three tubes in between them, so they're going to be about somewhere around there, in between 4.5 inches. That's what I think. Let's go back to the bench and let's have a look and see what we got. All right, so I'm going to toss the coin and you're going to call it.
Right.
It's going to end up in my hand like that.
Okay.
All right, let's see what I can do here. Drop that one, but let me try again. Okay, I got it. All right.
Tails.
You get tails?
Yeah.
And you win, Ron.
Okay.
It's tails. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, it's been great to work with you, Paul. This has been a treat.
I've enjoyed it very much myself, so after I finish my layer 6, I'm going to send it off to you. I have to get some anodizing done, so there's going to be a little bit of a lag while it goes out and comes back.
No problem.
Then I'll do that. Thank you very much, Ron. We'll talk later.
All right. Thanks, Paul. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. I think 4 inches, that'll be, okay, it's going to be a little bit more. I'm figuring out how long the tube should be. There's going to be an insert that goes into each end of the tube, so that could be a little bit. 1/8 of an inch, 3/16, quarter. So if I made these 4 inches, this spacer is Ron's layer number 5. That goes there, and then this will go on top. So I think 4 inches would be good. I'm not parting, but I'm going to use a carbide tool, and I'm just going to move it back and forth and go in. That was pretty painless. So I'll face it, I'll measure it, and then we'll cut all 3 tubes at the same length. Okay, I need to polish them up a little bit. They should all be the same size. Look at that. That looks good. That's how we check in a machine shop, right? Well, let me see. I'm going to polish them. I'm going to take one more and polish it too, so that when we do the heat sink or the heat stain, I get a little bit of practice anyway. I can't use the flux. I have to use the torch that has no flux in it. We don't want flux. And then I have to machine alloy end caps, which will get glued in. They have a 6mm thread, and that's what gets held onto the 3/8 inch plates. I like that. Little bit of play, not bad. And the glue, and the anodizing and the glue is going to take that up. So that's good. We're going to do a heat stain to end up this episode, and let me set up my torch, no flux, and we'll see what happens, see if the magic can still happen today. Got the torch going, neutral flame. Gonna see what happens when this heats up. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Got some color. I'd like some greens. I've got blues. I've got purple. I'm not seeing any greens. Wonder how I get those. I switched the torch down. I'm going to try a smaller flame. See what happens. Oh, that heats up quite quick. I like this better here when I've got a smaller torch and I keep it closer. It kind of defines a shape, whereas if I just hold a larger flame on there, it's rather indistinct. So I like the blue. I think I need to heat it more, just really locally, like that. Because then I get the blue, and then the other colors go around it, or it's almost kind of clear. I think I like that better than what's up top. So it's given me some ideas anyway, just this quick fooling around. I think we'll go on to the real thing now. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it went out of round. Can you believe that? Heated up a tube and it changed its shape. What's with that? If you haven't entered our contest yet, you go to the comments, you write in trophy, and you will be entered into the draw. And we hope you've enjoyed watching this, Mitch and I. It's been fun on my part anyway. I've enjoyed it. Mitch and I like coffee. If you buy us coffees, that really helps our station a lot, our channel. And if you subscribe, we appreciate that. Please like. And we will see you next time when we do the draw to find out who is the winner. Take care. See you next time.